Okay, I believe we are live now. Hello, everyone. Hello, Zero. It's good to see you here, man. It is good to see you, dude. It's been far too long, man. But hey, we're back now. Gosh, dude, I forgot how it was to stream, man. Let me put on some sounds, some music. I guess we're putting on some Christmas music today, man. That's the track I have here. Whatever. Anyways, what's going on, guys? I am back from vacation, back from being sick, and it has been a very wild ride over 3 weeks I've been on. But hey, dude. Hey, man. Sometimes you gotta go through that. But we're back. And I'm not even sure what we're gonna work on today. Maybe we'll do engine stuff. Maybe I'll actually finish that dang gang Radial Rush. Who knows, man? Anything's possible. Man. We also used to have the fireplace sound, didn't we? Oh, man. How you doing, Zero? How's been the break for you? Life been good? Summer vacation treating you well? Aye, man. Yeah, I'm still kind of getting over I'm over it, but I'm like, my voice has been my throat's been very odd. One second. Great first words here, Zero, yeah? Zero, I mean, you are here, Zero. Also, Syndicate, I'm sorry I didn't see you on the horizontal chat. I was just thinking about you the other day, Coz. I was wondering where you were at. Can't stay, but good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Syndicate. Hopefully you're doing well. And hopefully I'll get to catch you on a night when I'm not, or on a more reasonable, regular night. I don't think I used to stream regularly on Saturdays. I think I only really streamed on weekdays. We're gonna be doing some changes though around in this channel, dude. I discovered that playing games is fun, and high key, man, I kind of just want to become a Let's Player. Almost enough to like maybe make a separate channel, but we're probably not gonna do that. But I think something I want to do is that we're gonna have a dedicated game day throughout the week, so that I can actually, play some games, share it with y'all. Have a good time, man. Because what is a chef who does not eat? You know what I'm saying? Alright, let's take a look. 2 Cups of Joe, good to see you. Welcome back. So, yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie, man. Because where is it? Cozy ASCII engine. Because remember last time we were trying to do that game in 1 hour, and that was not a good idea at all. Yeah, this is not even looking right. This is not even rendering correctly. Oh, it is kind of rendering correctly. Oh, now it's not responding to input though. What was this story? What was going on here? We're trying to do something. Anyways. Yeah, what's going on here actually? What's the changes I made? Because I remember we got movement happening at some point. Man O Neto from Argentina, very small screen. It is a very small screen. But that's how we live. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's been kind of weird not working on my spare time. Because I've taken a break not just from streaming, but from doing any kind of programming in my spare time, and it's very weird, dude. Like, it's weird that I clock out of work, and then I'm just in bed playing video games. I feel a little guilty, if I'm gonna be honest with you, man. But also, it was really fun, dude. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. It reminded me, hey, dude, you actually enjoyed making games, right? You enjoyed doing that. Or playing games. Why don't you do that more often, man? So I played some Psychonauts, Puzzle Agent 1 and 2. Played Stacking. It was a good time, man. So we have this whole game that we want to finish at some point and actually sell. So yeah, there's some ideas my niece gave me as well. We can go to the my idea board behind camera, but the idea my niece has is that right now we have this thing called a chip, an ability chip, and it gives you different things like time stop, phase shift, whatever, right? So you can select it and then you can equip it onto your machine, and maybe even upgrade it, and then once you're done you can like go play the game, and now you have this ability that lets you do whatever it said it would let you do, right? But my niece, she actually wants to have, she said she wants to fly with a buddy. She wants to be able to have a buddy that you can, like a pet. And I was like, all right. And then she drew a bunch of pictures of buddies too for the game. That's her. She's the Cozy Cabin Games employee number 1, my niece. But she made a bunch of little ideas for characters. And I'm thinking now, what if instead of a chip ability, instead it's a buddy, a little pet that has that ability and that flies alongside you. Gives it a little bit more context. You see it next to you, and it could be the context for what's doing stuff, you know? So, like this drill ability, for example, could actually be like, I don't know. She drew a buddy that has like a sombrero and has a drill popping out of it. The other idea I have, kind of in tandem with that, if I can get to it, is I'm going to change this whole display here for the garage. This makes no sense. What we're going to do instead is have a CRT on top of a desk, and your entire way of interacting and buying and upgrading stuff is actually going to be from like a Y2K era website within this CRT that's on a desk. And then your buddy could be sleeping on the desk too. Hey, what's going on, Kate? Yeah, we're so back. We're so back, dude. Great game in the code too, yeah. Also, I've been thinking, guys, I think I'm going to give away the code for this game. Like, I think I'm going to sell the game. And you're going to have not only the game, but also the source code to it. I've been thinking more and more about it. I don't think any of my code here is special or groundbreaking or whatever. I think I'll add like a clause where like I don't want you to use it for like ML training or anything like that, but for educational purposes or whatever, like, or if you yourself want to use it for commercially, like, why not? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't thought about licensing, but at the very least, like, I don't know. I want to provide the code. I think it'll be helpful for people to see what's going on and how things are done. And if they learn from it, great. I think it'll be cool. Hey, Terrell, it's good to see you too, man. We're back, man. We're back. BSD 3 clause. Let me search that up. I've heard of BSD. I know Linus. If I'm not mistaken, he's like all about BSD 2 and doesn't like the BSD 3 clause. But at the same time, I think I want to have restrictions on how people use this. So if BSD 3 if BSD3 has that clause where you don't use it for AI training or something, then I'm cool with that. BSD3. Let's ask an AI agent how to describe or summarize BSD3 to me. Hey, I don't want this to be used for training. Claude, tell me what. Alright, what's going on here? Redistribution of source code must be retained above copyright notice. Yep, year and holder. And binary form must reproduce the above copyright. Yep, neither the name or the copyright holder may be used to endorse, promote. Yep, I like that. Yep. I'll read this more, but I don't know. This probably does what I want it to do. But yeah, dude, I'm just thinking, man. Like, why not? Give source code. Maybe I'll document it very helpfully as well, so people can understand what's going on and why they're doing it, why I'm doing it. And who knows? Maybe I'll help people learn and get better at programming and whatnot. Can I not just yoink the code and build it yourself? So not without the assets. I'm going to provide the source code. I'm not going to provide the assets for the game there. So you have all the code to look at, but you can't really build it. There's no scene. There's no game objects, prefabs, textures, all this stuff. Like, all the assets and resources are going to be not included in that, aside from like the build itself. Yeah, just the source code is going to be there. Source code by itself is not as useful. I feel like there'll be some crafty people who would be willing to, like, I don't know, reverse engineer or use a decomp tool for a Unity build and then do stuff with it. I don't know. At the same time, this game isn't really groundbreaking. Like, there's no crazy proprietary technology I'm doing here. So, like, there's a bunch of utilities that makes development easy, but you're not gonna have, like, yeah. Well, there's like this idea too where it's just reading code is harder than writing code. So what's going on with this? Why is there's a bug? We discovered a new bug. Fantastic. Well, that's weird. We're gonna have to investigate that. Gotta carve your own path, yep. Alright. So, those are some ideas I have. We're not gonna do asset stuff today. I really want to program. I really need to program, if I'm gonna be real with you. There's some minor tweaks I want to make. I also want to change how we handle on-screen controls. The relative joystick isn't actually great on mobile. I think I want to have binary buttons for up and down, because there's some stages where you want to just start immediately at maximum down input. And the nuance of this is not as helpful as you might expect it. And then one other thing is that I think I want to make the cosmetics for holes be just that. Like, these holes, I don't want them to have... Right now they have different, like, values of, like, health and weight and whatnot. But I kind of want to make them kind of inconsequential, so you can just choose what looks cool to you. I don't know. That I'm less hard set on. Let's open up Rider. I haven't touched Rider in a while. Come on. I'm really slow at reading anything. Yeah, dude, me too, man. Reading's hard, man. Especially reading, like, the fun part of programming is writing your own code. Reading other people's code, not so much. Alright, we have too many things going on. I'm gonna start cleaning house a little bit. Because like reading code isn't just as simple as like, oh, I know what this thing does, right? No. Reading code and really understanding it means you understand why they did that instead of something else, right? Is there a special consideration, right? And the thing is, like, it's not like, because in high school, right, or college, let's say you're learning math and they give you a textbook, and you know how in textbooks they have a page with practice problems that gives you a problem, but the solution's also there, so you can kind of work your way backwards because you know that this thing is correct. Working with code out in the wild, you're not guaranteed that it's actually correct. In fact, if you're looking at it, it's probably because something went wrong and you have to actually go in there and figure it out. So like, it's like trying to work with a practice problem, except you're not sure if the answer that's in the textbook is correct. Or maybe it was correct, and then, I don't know, at some point in the universe, they decided to update the value of pi to be like 4 or something, and then all of a sudden, oh, my considerations are different. Okay, maybe that's less it's less extreme than that, but that's the idea. Okay, player controller. We're gonna have to deal with the player controller, actually. In fact, that's gonna be one of the prime places we're gonna be making changes today. And then the random selection. We made selection fantastic. We don't have to change it. It's perfect. It's perfect. We also have to start doing auto-saving, and my auto-saving system is going to be, it's a bit odd because I designed the save system to write your game save files into a specific, into an independent place independent place within your file system, so that any other games I make in the future can check to see, have you played any other Cozy Cabin games before, and do stuff based off of that. That was before I moved to Linux. I'm assuming it should still work fine, but I haven't tested it. I also haven't tested it on Android, so that's gonna be a fun thing to figure out. Laser. Yeah, I'm gonna change the radius on this because the radius is a little too large for my taste. Right now it's what, 4 cells? Is this a const or is this a... Yeah, I'm gonna reduce the radius range first. Light radius. Yes, light intensity's 10. This is for the light though. Oh, here we go. Base radius and then radius range. Yeah, no, base radius is gonna be like 2, and radius range is gonna be like 2. Maybe even make this like 1. Aw, shucks. Bro, what up? What are you making? So, Krishna, I'm trying to finish, I'm coming back from vacation, and right now I'm modifying this game. I want to get it finished and ready for publishing soon. So, I'm going to do some simple low-hanging fruit stuff, which is like changing the radius of lasers. The next thing I want to do is change how input is handled on mobile. So instead, it's gonna be driven by buttons. Because it turns out for this, like this section over here, honestly, if I can go back, it's easy on desktop, but on mobile it's very difficult. So here I can just hold up and left, and I can move perfectly vertical like this. But with the mobile controls, it's very hard to do that because there's a variable amount of value for the input. What I mean by that is that on a keyboard, if I press up or down, it's at maximum, like the vector is at maximum range, right? It's going up, do. If I press W, up. If I press S, immediately down, right? With a mobile input, that's not the case. It's not a discrete input. It's a variable range thing. So you don't go immediately to maximum, like to going completely down. Instead, there's like a delay, and it's very hard to get like the perfect angle to go down this section. Whereas with the keyboard, I can just do like down and left, and bam, at the ran out of time. But I can hold down and left on that stage, and I move at the perfect angle very easily and instantaneously. So I'm gonna experiment by removing this relative joystick button thing, and instead moving to having basically just the up and down buttons mapped onto the screen directly. There aren't gonna actually be buttons that cover things up. It's gonna be like invisible buttons, but I think that actually is gonna help a lot with the gameplay. I think it'll have significant bearing on the gameplay. So we're gonna give that a try. Also, Adrian, sorry I didn't read that. What's up, Coding Family? I know nobody here watched, but the end of the Conor McGregor era has happened. Lost his comeback fight by injury, just like he did 5 years ago. Sad night day for Ireland, I'm assuming. Hey, man, that's rough for Conor. Yeah, I hate to see it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about FIFA, or not FIFA, MMA. And I don't know much about Conor McGregor. But, hey, dude. The closest thing I can, like, relate to is, like, the end of an era of, like, professional Smash players and Melee. So when, like, the era of, like, the top 5 ended, I was like, alright, that's rough. So, I imagine if it's something like that, then I'm like, I can see that. I can feel that. Okay, so, to-dos. I don't care, we're gonna edit anyways. Oh yeah, we explained this so much, this whole C-Struck stuff. What's going on, D. Jacob? It's good to see you, man. Glad to see you, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Actually, yeah, I just have the C stuff here. Did I not have like a massive to-do before? I'm pretty sure I had a big to-do list. Yes, I do. Here we go. Okay, so what do we have going on here? Change health to hearts. We did do that. I might want to change a little bit more, but it works. Chip upgrade system is kind of implemented. Maybe not perfectly, but it's kind of there already, so we'll put that there. Better particles, fixed pausing. I don't know what the issue was with pausing. Move level data cache gen to application startup. Have not done that. I'm probably not going to do that. That's going to be a whole pain in the butt, and I just don't want to do that. Draco, still working on my Lizard game, sadly. Have had a lot of work with my new job, but I'm liking it a lot more than my last one. Pays more too. Hey man, ain't no shame in that, dude. Ain't no shame in that, dude. Hey, look at me, dude. This game was supposed to be done in 3 weeks. And we're still here like 6 months later. Like, in what, July? Yeah, July. So, hey man, no shame in the game, dude. It happens to all of us. You take the time you need to get that game good. And keep yourself gainfully employed. Okay. Bugs, collision fix, probably fixed? I don't know, I think so. On-screen buttons. Oh, I want to do that actually. That's the thing we need to do. We've come quite a long way. Look at all the to-dos. Cancelled. Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Dude, we have a huge... Cool, I'm happy with this. Trying to get a job at a marina. Wish me luck. I'm not sure what marina is, but I will be wishing you luck, man. Okay, cool. So, we get to the thing with Unity buttons for the player controller. This is where I might actually need someone. I usually don't like ask for help at all. But if anyone here is knowledgeable about Unity UI, I am struggling to get a button state. And what I mean is that, like, I want to be able to, I guess I don't have to do, let me check something real quick. This is a button, right? It is a button. I want to be able to pull the state of a UI button. So ideally get some kind of field like is down or something. But UI buttons in Unity don't seem to have that. They do have callbacks though. So I could work around this by having a value state of like a boolean for is down, and then subscribe to on. Oh yeah, I tried doing this before. There's on click and I can subscribe to this, but I need to have a on release event to make this work, and I'm not sure if it has that. Now they have other pointer events like click as observable. There's down as observable, enter no. Down and click I actually don't really know the diff. I guess down is when you first press down. I don't even know. On pointer up, you can try this out. I guess this would be like the combination I'm looking for here. I think you spelled it wrong. Oh, what? Well, I don't know why that word wasn't clicking on my head. I live by the East Coast, for shame. It's a bunch of boat docks in one place. Okay, sick. Oh, that's a Spanish word. Marina, yeah. So, question is not as observable. Perfect. So there is observables for this. So I guess we can do a test with this, and if it works, then we're happy campers, and we can implement our system the way we want to. If not, though, I'm not sure what we're going to do, because I actually searched up stuff, and I couldn't find any answer to my liking, so we're going to have to force Unity UI buttons to behave the way we want them to, and report their current press state explicitly. So we're just going to do a simple way of testing this. Okay. I'm just hoping this is going to work the way I want it to. And if not, the other option is that we don't have to actually have buttons, but instead we can just check for input state. The thing that's weird is that on a computer you only have one mouse, but on mobile you can have multiple pointers at any given time. So we're gonna have to scrap a lot of the implementation that I've done here, and instead we're gonna have to implement things on the basis that there might be multiple pointers. But if we do it that way, we can have a bit more, I don't know, a more robust system. So we have our button. Do we have our up button here on the game board? And if so, we might be good to go. Game view. Oh, what's going on here? Cozy, where in the world did you see East? Should try to play it while connecting a controller through Wi-Fi and casting to a TV. Wait, what do you mean? Where in the world did you see East? Like East Coast? Should try to play it while connecting a controller through Wi-Fi and casting to a TV. Like that's how the way people should play my game. Yeah, here's a mobile game, but you can't actually use it with your touchscreen. To play my games on your Android device, you gotta connect your phone to the TV and use remote. Dude, I went to a hotel. Actually, I went to a couple hotels, and trying to stream or cast your phone to them is like a nightmare. It's been painful. It's been painful, dude. At a certain point, I gave up. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take out my laptop. I'm gonna plug an HDMI controller or HDMI cable, if I could find one. Some hotels don't have them. Oh man. Never go. The Comfort Inn is not comfortable, dude. I'll tell you that much. All right, so yeah, we were doing the button thing. Yeah. HUD. What do we have here? Alright, also I'm gonna put on the fireplace, guys. I missed the fireplace. I forgot which one I looked at though. Oh, I think that's the one actually. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Yeah, so don't mind me, I'm gonna put this in the background. It's relaxing for me. What can I say? Alright. So I just need a button, honestly. It doesn't have to be the specific up button. But I know the game view you. I also have this architected in a really dumb, bad way. Maybe I should totally allow AI to be trained off my code. Cause then like that would be such a liability for them. Maybe I actually should, dude. Maybe we can save humanity by giving AI the rat poison that is my code base. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so we got this here. That's the button for up. We're gonna save it, we're gonna run it. Alright. So clearly, I pressed it. Console, did you log? Okay, I didn't see it though, so I don't believe it. If it did it though, this actually makes it very easy to do what I want to do. What you making this time, Hakeem? Yeah, we're just making I'm just trying to wrap up this game. Right now I'm reworking input to use on-screen buttons instead of using the relative control thing that we've been using. Because I think when I play on mobile, it doesn't feel as good as it does on here. And I think part of the reason is that it's nice having discrete input for up and down. So, oh my goodness, it just works. Dude, I don't know why I was breaking my brain with this. This is super easy and simple. We could just use this for reporting input states. Like, that's literally all there is to it. So I'm gonna get rid of the scroll space shooter. Not really a shooter, it's meant to be kind of just focus on racing and just going fast. So if I can go to the game, if I can get my mouse on there. Mr. Mouse, there you are. Yeah, you can't. This is in the way, so it's not as easy to see, but yeah, as you can see, there's like a little timer that's going down there, and then the whole game is kind of focused on trying to see how fast you can go and utilizing different abilities. Oh my goodness, why is the time speed up not working? Or the time stop effect shader is not working. And then there's a whole upgrading your ride. Though I kind of need a you can go kind of crazy with this. It's like with the Raptor one. You start going stupidly fast. Like irresponsibly fast. And then you can stop time. And then eventually at some point you're supposed to get to the end of a stage. So yeah, you're just kind of racing and trying to see how fast or how far you can go. And then once things inevitably go wrong, bam. I chose a car with a lot of hit points on it. But when things go wrong, you'll be able to... Oh, that's a bug. Is that a bug? There you exit. No, we're good. Now you can see your high scores and all that stuff. Because it'll be a great ASMR opportunity. I mean, I'm not sure. I used the one I did on this version of the game I did a long time ago. Let me turn on the sound real quick. Do we have the sound? We do have. It's just that at this resolution, sometimes the sound button is just gone. Yeah, but I was thinking about adding streaks where, like, if you collect a certain number of coins in quick succession, you start having a score counter pop up, and maybe have the sounds actually go up, ascend as your streak goes up. Because right now it's just one continuous same sound, which is alright, but it's not the same. Like, I could be way more. And we have pitch support for our audio system. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know what that bug was. I don't even know what that was. Brother. Totally get it. Yeah, man, that's the idea so far. I like this song a lot, dude. I made this song, fun fact, I made this song, like, in high school. So that's like, what? Over 10, 12 years ago? For a completely different game, but it works in this game, so we're like, screw it. Okay, what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do? I'm gonna do a bunch of syntax sugar crap. Cause why not? Yo, what's going on, Monsi? Oh, he's back. Yeah, high school was 10 to 12 years ago for you, Unk alert. Yeah, dude. I have Unk. I'm a straight up certified Unk. Dude, Monsi. This is my certified Unk statue. Alright, look at this. Look at this. Feast your eyes upon this. I'm so unk that we got a whole little thing to commemorate it. That's how unk we are, man. We embrace the unk. Though, not gonna lie, dude. I was it was kind of a flattery, but I'm not gonna talk about the event, but I was stopped by the police recently, and part of the fundamental reason I was stopped was because someone thought I was like 14, or not 14, less than 17 years old. That's what the police said. And when we checked my ID, he's like, "Oh no, you're just a dude, an adult." I was flattered, cause I don't like. I got a receding hairline, man. I got stubbles, got some eye bags. So it was kind of nice. It was kind of nice. I was like, "Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that." Okay, what are we gonna do here? So, I love programming in C. It's been fantastic, and I want to go back to it really as soon as possible. But when I'm in C# land, I start coping. Like, I start huffing the glue. When I'm working in C#, I start huffing this glue fumes of abstraction. Where I'm like, hey, dude, why would I want to actually just directly do the thing when I can write like a function that takes in actions or lambda expressions and then does. I guess it's not an big abstraction. I guess binding these two things into a composite disposable. This whole async thing is kind of a layer of abstraction, but I don't know. It's not as abhorrent as other ones. Like, I go to it because it feels convenient to me in the moment. But it also produces stuff where, like, I don't understand you. When I come back to this code a year or two later, I'm like, oh, okay, well, why are we doing this? Clearly, I thought I was being smart, and maybe I was, but probably not. A drug of creativity. Yeah. Well, it's not I guess it is kind of creative. Dude, we can create so many displays. Like I said, it's so weird. Because when I'm in C-land, I'm trying to be like... I'm thinking in terms of the cache line, dude. I'm thinking about being optimized. Alright? We start worrying about things like cache coherency, cache associativity. Yes. And here I'm like, nah, we're gonna huff some glue, and then we're gonna just allocate everything onto the heap. We're not gonna care about it. That's what the garbage collector is for, dude. Why you gotta worry about this? Why are we gonna care, dude? Just let it rip, dude. Okay. I don't want to do that though. This doesn't look right. Is this really? Is this how I have to live my life? I guess I do, because this takes in a parameter, which is why we have to make a lambda. If I don't want to have an anonymous lambda expression, what I'd need to do is actually change this from an action and make it instead a thing that has a pointer event data, but I don't want to deal with that. So we're not going to do that at all. We're just going to be okay and content with having an anonymous lambda expression. It's okay. It's fine. We're going to live. We're all going to be super happy. Except for me, a year from now, when I have to like look at this. But it's okay. We don't got to worry about that. And we're gonna make these like nullable as well, I think. This is a class. Does it allow nullability? Yeah, these are classes. Cool, so if it's a class, that means I can actually do null expression checks on this. I was gonna do a null coalescing operator, but we kind of can't do that. We have to do like this control flow thing with this composite disposable. So it is what it is. I think yeah, it's supposed to be not null. And then composite. Yeah, that's cool with me. And then we return nope. We return composite. And that's how we bind buttons, dude. That's how we bind our buttons. And then we have to think about, we have to redo this entire input handling stuff. This is all just garbage. It's all garbage, darling. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's your top of the hour. Conditioning. Let's all get up off our butts. Let your knees crack a little bit, like popcorn. Maybe do a little squat, get the blood flow going. Ooh, that smarts. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. I did squats the other day. And I'm feeling sore. I used to get paid to use Unity. I wouldn't touch for free. Yeah, dude. I really want to. I already, like, I'm so far along in other engine projects. Like, I see the path for the ASCII engine. I see the path forward in that. There's projects I want to do. I'm going to switch it over at some point. I don't think we're going to do... As cool as a novelty it is to have, like, a software rendered game that renders within the terminal, it's not... Like, I need to have an actual... We need to interface with the GPU, alright? We have to actually have conversations with an API, or a graphics API. So, I'm going to massage code from one of the iterations of the other engine projects, and then we're going to migrate some of the stuff over there. I think I want to see if I can keep the ray tracing aspect, because I like the way I have my rendering pipeline set up. It's convenient. But, I don't know. Maybe we just go back to normal rasterization techniques. Either way. Yeah, dude, I want to be so free of Unity. Because I have to use it professionally too, man. So, using it for these personal projects is not great. And there's something about working in C that just... It feels so good. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it. It feels great. But, you know... So many projects we have in here, dude. So much of a sunk cost we have in development on Unity. It's tragic. Okay, set mobile input type. Yeah, we're not doing this anymore. There's no mobile input preferences, or if there is, we're gonna not do that. We have this whole binding buttons. We have the start. We have to have some kind of action for... Yeah, we're not gonna do any of this. Before this contemporary engine era, we had projects like GraphGems. When you say contemporary engines era, are you talking about like the era where we have like a few off-the-shelf engines that the majority of people use? Projects like Graphics Gems. What's Is Graphics Gems a specific thing, or do you mean like people did cool, interesting graphics-based programming projects? just need to get rid of all this. Input means... Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do that. Oh, really? It's like a software rendered, interesting. Wait. This actually sounds really cool. Repository real-time rendering. Without restrictions, the code... Is this what you're talking about? So that's a bug build. There's also code, apparently. There's a get with it. A lot of C and CPU bound solutions. That's beautiful, dude. That's sick. I need to check this out. I can't believe I never checked this out, dude. I'm gonna peep it. Hey, what was that? What did I see? Fast collision detection of moving convex polyhedra. That's pretty cool. Actually, I wonder, because there's some papers that are relevant for... I guess it's not for this particular specifically. They're much more involved for, like, deferred rendering. It's just straight up C files, dude. Yo, they have an affine. We implemented an affine matrix. We actually we went through this whole rigmarole with implementing the inverse matrix conversion and doing the whole like functions for calculating the determinants for 2x2 matrices and 3x3 matrices and all that. Interesting. I wonder why they're doing this accumulate stuff. I have to check this out. Dude, I can't believe I haven't. This is so... Rotation. Okay, what are they? Fast random rotation matrices. Random or like... I don't know, random. Rand rotation. Not arbitrary rotations, but random rotations. So shaders before shaders, yep. Yeah, well it seems like to be like a bunch of fundamental things that are required for rendering and just general game stuff. I'm looking at the first edition, so it's like looking at more fundamental stuff. Interesting. Bounding volumes. Or does it do like a BVH tree anywhere here? Rectangular bounding volumes for popular primitives. Okay. Edge detection, is that what I'm seeing here? Edge and bit mask calculations for anti-aliasing. Oh, okay. Dude, yeah, this is super in the weed stuff. This is sick. I'm gonna check it out, dude. It's a rabbit hole. Aren't there? Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, because I'm starting, so this whole engine project, this current iteration, right? Because I've done other ones, and I'm using like C++ and using an actual IDE, and I'm also using some libraries like GLAD, GLFW, and OpenGL, and that's cool. And it meets a lot of the needs for it meets all the things I need it to do, right? But I started another project where we just started with C, raw C file, just Vim, and GCC, and we're just implementing everything from the ground up, or at least mostly everything. There's some things I have to, I'd prefer just the things I don't actually want to touch, like audio, DSP stuff. I'll probably defer to a library or something, but like the rendering pipeline stuff, collisions and stuff like that, I want to actually try implementing and see how far it go from there. And it's also cool because it's like software rendered is so fun because like you don't have this GPU CPU boundary, and you don't have to worry about uploading resources there, binding them, and all that kind of stuff. You just have shaders, dude. Like, shaders are just programs within your application. They're functions within your application, and they have access to everything on the CPU or whatever you want to give it access to from the CPU. So it's like really, it's way fun implementing shaders there. And I like doing shaders here too, but it's just different, man. There's a different consideration. Oh, good. Thank you, Bone Circuit. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, this is gonna be fun to look at, dude. What we're doing, yes, we're doing this whole thing. Yeah. This is getting UI input. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I did, dude. I'm gonna be digging in. Yeah, there's stuff I need to like read into more, but yeah, there's some things where like I want to explore some interesting technical stuff, but I think I need to design the game first and then choose the features to implement, rather than like, hey, here's a cool technical thing I want to try implementing, and then like trying to glue it onto a game. A pre-existing game idea. If I want to do that route where I implement something interesting, then I think it'd be better to make a separate game. Daniel, thank you, dude. I'm glad you dig the setup, man. Yeah, it's come together little by little, day by day. Okay, so what we're doing using the keyboard for input. We wrote a simple little binding function for input. If I can find the get stuff. We have this button state things. And we're going to be re-implementing things, but it's easier now because, you know, honestly, I don't know why I'm just not using a ifdef for like Android versus desktop or something. Honestly. Yeah, because you don't have to do this whole set mobile input type. We don't have to do this whole thing. Yeah, honestly, we're just gonna do that. Maybe I'll add a relative options eventually again, but right now I don't see it. I don't think it's fun. If platform Android. Or actually, this would be the first consideration. And this can be like the, yeah, because then we can assume that you're doing desktop stuff, so like we don't have to display things like, for example, the buttons, right? I know it's doing this active path thing, but can I see this path be okay? I just want to have like actual IntelliSense here, dude. So we're gonna disable those buttons. They're gonna be enabled here. Maybe I'll enable them on by default, but why not be extra precise in our procedures? And then there's no left really. I know we have a break thing, but I don't think we have a... Yeah, like, is there no... I don't think there's anything there, so we actually don't have to worry about that. There is the relative inputs, but I'm going to get rid of that anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. So I think these are everything we need. In fact, I think I might make a separate function for setting things up for mobile. And then desktop setup. Then we can move, because then we don't have to do, because I imagine there's going to be more differences that will show up across them. So we're going to do this. Cool. What's good, brother? What's going on today? Well, I'm just coming back from vacation and just trying to work on refactoring mobile input, because it doesn't feel good on mobile, but it actually feels fun on desktop. So we're gonna move to trying out the discrete input method and getting rid of the relative joystick. And I'm hoping this is going to make things feel better. Shift button, on pointer click. Option. So we're starting with that. And then we might have to do some other things too, but I don't know. It's been like 3 weeks, I think, since I've really done much programming and development. Because I was on vacation for like 2 weeks, and then this past week, then back at work, I'm trying to not do any development in general, so we're just easing back into it, getting a feel for everything. Yeah, we created this whole like UI input state thing. It's grossly unnecessary, and it's just overcomplicating stuff. Like, I think we just need to do this. And this is all mobile specific stuff too. Kind of ASMR, yeah. I think that's something I kind of recognized early on. I mean, we have the ASMR tag in the channel too. But yeah, I can totally see that. Is gas. Okay, cool. So we have this going on. So we got these going on, we got this going on. Now I want to bind button. And it's going to be like up. And then we're going to do like a little simple lambda expression for on pressed. Honestly, I don't think we need to even do, because we know what we're doing here. We don't need to have a whole lambda expression. I think what I actually need is a ref to a boolean. I think that's going to be the case. Yeah, because all this stuff I'm doing here, Like maybe you might want to have additional behavior you want to add on top of this, but in reality, we're doing all this because you want to be able to modify the value of this variable we're passing in. Okay, what's going on here? Why won't you let me assign this? Can I use ref parameter inside a lambda expression? Oh, that's interesting. What if I say I don't care? What if I say use unsafe? What if I tell you I'm a big boy and I know what I'm about? Still no? What if I use... Okay, I haven't done scene in a minute. Yeah, I'm doing something wrong here. What is it? Is it this? Okay, what's going on here? Must be assignable variable property or indexer. I'm probably doing it wrong. Okay. So that's put a hanker. That's stopped my plans. So maybe we do actually just use yeah, because the other thing would be like maybe passing in like some kind of enum or something to indicate what we want to use, but it's kind of dumb to have an enum for this whole thing. I miss CRT watching this. I stopped using it just as that new input system was being rolled out. Oh, for Unity? Yeah, that was a while ago too. Yeah. Honestly, I'm using both. Your keyboard got broken into. Yeah, sadly. Very tragic. Pour one out. Someone karate chopped my keyboard in half. And now we're here. What's going on here? Email input. There's some duplicate codes going on here too. Relative joystick. Yeah, we're not using any of this. Goodbye. Maybe we'll do the key pref stuff later, but alright, so C# does not like having lambda expression or references. So I guess we're back to using an action, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to pass the enum. Maybe. It feels so dumb to do that. Okay, what does it look like if I just don't even use this bind function? Instead, we actually manually go on to each one. Oh, we have to do the composite disposable though too. So, screw it. We're just doing this. Our effort to avoid typing redundant code has left us at typing redundant code. What a travesty. At least I don't have to do this though. I can just do the call directly and we should be fine. And we have a composite disposable. So we're gonna make a composite disposable. We're gonna have like a. I guess we don't have to do that. We can just add it to this. Or honestly, we're doing that for everything anyways. So I guess we don't even have to. We don't have to do this whole composite disposable. We can just take every single subscription and just add it to this game object so that we ensure that everything gets unsubscribed at the correct time and place. I get, yeah, and then we don't allocate this whole thing here. I mean, under the hood is being allocated, but whatever. Yeah. Okay, maybe this is not as bad as I thought it would be. Is up down. True. I didn't even think about that variable and how stupid it's gonna sound. Is up down. Oh, brother. That's silly. Okay. Okay, I guess this is downtown. This is downtown. It's not that funny, but is gas down. What can I say, man? All this is goofy to me. Okay, Cornelius. Yeah, we're back, Cornelius. We returned back, man. We're back from vacation. Back from Antarctica. From the North Pole. From the West Pole. Also, this is private. We don't need to expose this. I guess maybe we do. I don't know. Okay, why are we still mad? I followed your initialized field constructor. What are you talking about? There's no constructor. I guess there's an implicit one, but I don't know what you're saying. Do you want me to tell you that it's false? No. This is a mono behavior object. There's no constructor that we were supposed to be using. Yeah, I don't know where you're being weird. Okay, so we have these variables defined. Cool for mobile setup. Okay. And then desktop setup. There's not much that we really need to do there. We have this whole on-click enumerator. That is not really relevant anymore. And then mobile input actually changes very fundamentally. Yeah, it's not publicly being used. Started from direction half. What? Ramblings of a deranged madman. Pointer position, we're not using that anymore. The beauty of Git is that I can just delete things without caring, and it's fine, and if it's not fine, I can always just go looking through the Git log. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. That's no longer relevant. This chip and cooldown. So this handling cooldown progression. That's fine. Then we get our mobile input, get key input. I guess we technically allow a combination of either or, but since we're making a very distinct difference between mobile and desktop input, I think we can just have the different functions. I can either do that through a variable to have different compile, or we can just do the conditional compilation to get what we want, but yeah, I think we still want to have a function called get mobile input. It's just going to be much more simple because we're just returning new and then So the X is going to be is gas down to float. And the Y is going to be is up down to float. Minus is down down to float. These might be backwards, but I'm pretty much assuming, I think that's correct. Up is positive, down is negative. So if it's down, we want to subtract that component from here. Yeah, that seems about right to me. And then I think I want to normalize this actually. This is vector 2. I'm pretty sure there should be an implicit normalized property. Yep. Cool. Get blamed. Oh, it was me. Yeah. It happens on occasions. See, you do that, and then you start going, oh, no, I wasn't wrong. Like, you go to the git blame because you're like, something's critically wrong. This code is terrible. I hate the person who wrote it. You go to the git blame. It's you. And you go, oh, wait a second. No, this code is actually magnificent. It's actually perfect, and I was just too stupid in the moment to recognize the mastery in which I forged this code. I'm sorry, me. You gaslight yourself into thinking what you wrote was fantastic. Nah, we're not toxic like that. Totally not toxic. Also, this is totally not right either. It's supposed to be is gas down. So good thing we caught that. That would have been a fun bug to do. Desktop. And yeah, we do this whole conditional because I think it's helpful to support both for testing purposes here. So we're gonna keep it like that. Okay, so I think we're good here. The mysterious one. How you doing? Not much is going on with me right now, man. Just chilling, programming, letting code compile. And now we're gonna see if this little thing we did is actually good, or if it functions. Let's say that. Yeah, I think it should be good. I'm thinking this should be good. We're gonna find out though. Move this bad boy down here. We're gonna expand you a little bit. We'll do a proper, like, properly sized UI scaling and placement thing later. We'll use like a vertical layout group or something. But for right now, this shall do. Come on. Don't do this to me. I'm gonna make you semi-transparent so I can actually see what's going on in game. Okay. So now we should be able to see both. I'm gonna save this. We're gonna play it. Glad I made the stream. Of course, man. Glad to have you, dude. Interesting. So it's waiting for me to press the gas button here. It's not going to move unless gas is actively pressed. Oh, because I think we also have it set where, like, well, it's supposed to be that you're at, when idling, you're at a half. You're supposed to be at half your speed. So you're always moving forward. You're just moving forward not as slow. Ooh. Oh, something I want to change is the invincibility time. So let's do that real quick. That's a simple thing to fix. Okay, or shader constants. Wake. Start. I think it's a function like on receive damage. Yeah, here we go. Constants. I should honestly move this to somewhere above. Yeah, 2 seconds, or a second and a half is not enough. Let's do like 3 seconds. Maybe more, but we'll start there. As for the speed issue, I think this should be pretty straightforward. We're going based off magnitude, aren't we? And how are we handling mobile input? It's down. Is gas. 1 second. Where is how we handle desktop input? Oh, it's just a straight vector. Oh, and it's not normalized. I don't believe it's actually normalized. Or is it? Maybe it is normalized, actually. It probably is. Yeah, okay. So no, there is no filtering that's happening here. So, but it's supposed to. So I guess we can override the input. To enforce like a minimum of like 0.5 on the x-axis. I forgot. This is lame. It doesn't let you directly access this property. Don't need to automatic with that trigger finger. Yeah, man. I mean, it's fun. Most of it's just Vim. Like, most of my typing is just Vimming around. Like, a lot of this stuff is just Vim navigation. And then maybe 1% is, like, actual typing proficiency. It's amazing, though. You, like, learn a few things, and you can feel like a pro, dude. Actually, do I have a thing for overwrite? Or do we need to have a max? No, I have overwrite X. We'll just do this. And then I might want to expose or set this to be a constant. I also want to get rid of this. We're not using collection anymore. We're not using this anymore. Actually, we're not using this whole. 1 second. I accidentally undid stuff. We're not using this whole. No, that's not what I wanted. I want to get rid of this. Remove unused struct. Yes, we're getting rid of it. Yeah, we're not using that struct at all. So we're actually good there. And this is kind of important, so we'll just do this. XP value. That's not a great name, but so we're going to do the maximum value between these two. Cool. Now when we go back into the game, you should for sure, the player should be moving forward irrespective of our input. Like, we can be doing nothing and they're going to be moving forward. Hey, what's going on? Josh? What's going on, man? What's going on, dude? It's been a minute, man. Oh, I need to do some more music stuff, too. I'm reusing the same track from the other one here. That's alright. How you doing, dude? It's good to see you, man. Hopefully you're, everything's going good in the Tekken world, man. Hopefully you're still crushing it. But so far, a new input is working. Cool. So, oh my goodness, the shader. What is going on with the shader, dude? Okay, our input's being weird. Okay, I like this though. We're in a good spot. So we're gonna keep this instead of using the compilation setup. And the mobile input stuff, I don't want to delete it because I may want to revisit it, but so far I'm thinking get rid of it. What is it called? Is it called just joystick? Nope. Did I call it, is it knob? Yeah, knob and then knob base. Yeah, they're gonna be false. And then this is a duplicate. I don't know why we have this here. We're gonna disable everything actually. So over here we're gonna do the same thing. Oh, I guess this is I should print that we're doing mobile stuff first. Oh, I guess because we set the mobile to our current build targets, that's why. I'm just chilling, just got back from my monthly tournament, got 7th. Hey, let's go, dude. What Linux distro I'm using? I'm using Ubuntu on this machine. Another one I'm using Mint. I'm probably going to switch off at some point, but I should have done that while on vacation. But it's alright. Ubuntu's been alright for me. But if you guys know me, I love doing that. By the way, I use X, Y, and Z. And nothing lets you do that more than Arch. So, if you want to optimize for being, if you want to optimize for being ultra elitist, which is the most important stat, I gotta install some Arch on this machine. Will Unity remain free forever? I'm concerned about the previous issues regarding runtime fees. Yeah, just terminal. I mean, that's why Unity for me it's in its swan song. There's a lot of weird stuff with Unity. Like, beyond just the business stuff, even the technical stuff, there's a lot of things that have kind of fallen to the wayside. That's just like, my confidence in Unity is just kind of eh. So we're building more and more towards being able to work in our own game engine. And once I get this project done, I can actually start putting serious time and effort into making that happen. But I need to finish my, it's this Unity, like I said, we're on our way out with Unity, so there's like 1 or 2 projects I want to finish because we've already started it here and we have a lot of work done in it. But I don't know, like I was looking at, you guys saw Messy Mansion, the 3D game I was working on, and I legit think like maybe it wouldn't be that bad to rewrite the entire game in our own thing. Like what we've written so far is for a 2D thing, but like if I stop this whole notion of like writing every single component from the ground up, like I can imagine a workflow where we like use some off-the-shelf option for 3D physics sim. Like, I don't know, you can use PhysX or maybe Box 3D. That's a new library that's dropped recently that looks pretty promising. So we can use that. I'm started looking at the Blender file, the Blender file format, which is pretty interesting actually. And what I was thinking about doing is actually having all level development happen, like have just a Blender file be the actual level, and have the game actually parse out all the information for it through there. Because we're not, the game from Messy Mansion, there's no, it's all 3D, static 3D geometry. So I don't have to worry about animation and stuff like that. If I do, it's still helpful to have it in Blender, but if it's just like a static environment, having it be just in a Blender file is actually way more convenient. Because then like I can basically treat it as like a level editor, modify stuff directly in Blender, have it hot reload within the engine, and like there's no cycle of exporting to a file format, importing to an engine, waiting for it to load, whatever. No, it's just all directly just contiguous, right? And so we'd have that. And then like the audio stuff, like that's nothing. That's not crazy at all. I think a lot of the logic I've done before for the audio channeling stuff, that for this, even for this game's audio system, I can probably rewrite it to work within C, and then just use that, and then use like mini audio for actually writing. But yeah, like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it wouldn't be that crazy to actually write. And then like we can do more involved stuff, because we wrote our very like contextual occlusion culling, not occlusion. We created a very simple occlusion culling solution for Messy Mansion, or for Stain World, or whatever we're gonna call that game. But it was very kind of incomplete. I'm gonna catch up in chat real quick, guys. I just got started on a train of thought. But if we have our own engine, we have control over the rendering pipeline. Like heck, we can even use, and we don't have to use the fixed function pipeline that is traditionally used. We can even use like mesh shaders and do some interesting stuff there. I'd have to learn more about it. But like more things get out, more option controls on the table for how we handle rendering. Let me see, we have in our dev updates, there's like a dev update we did that was like super focused on it was super focused on the occlusion culling stuff. If I could find it here. Yeah, here we go. So we have like a very simple software driven or CPU driven culling that's just using bounding volumes for doing that, and it's fine, but it's also not the most robust thing. But yeah, like we already implemented, like, we're using our own rendering pipeline here, or not rendering, but lighting pipeline for this as well. We already moved it to a C function. But if we, like, you can, I don't know. There's options. Maybe I'll try doing software rendering for that. But if not, like, we can always just, it wouldn't be that hard to move over my HLSL rendering code to there. Or maybe we can even use something that compiles HLSL to whatever target graphics API we want to use. But yeah, I don't think it'll be that crazy to actually rewrite it from the, I mean, that's me. That's probably bad talk, bad, but like, dude. Hey, finish at least one game so you can try it. Nah, dude, Chili Stan, we're still trying to get in the board, man. We're still trying to get in the board. Box 3D appears to using a Rulii type format to speed up groups. A visual is in the program called Wolfram Tones, isolating groups to reduce depth pressure, a form of cellular automata. Interesting. When the max CPU speed was 250 megahertz, you had to implement 3 layers of collision accuracy, the last being the most computationally expensive but also accurate. Interesting. That makes sense, though. 3 tiering for collision accuracy. Huh. Actually, I'm not sure if I understand. Like, I understand what you're saying. I'm not sure if I follow the ramifications of that. Like, I understand you're trying to avoid doing expensive computation on everything, right? When maybe not everything requires that computation. But I guess it's contextual to the game too. Are they within distance? Yeah. Okay, we did the bind button. Okay, I think we're good to go here. Let me... Are we in... Also, what was initialized here? Actually, Chili Stefan. I do have prototype of Stain World, that 3D game I just showed right now on Newgrounds. So if you want to try it out, it's there. There's this game here. But this is a very like rushed, buggy version of it. More so just to show like a proof of concept. But yeah, I remember even with this prototype, right? There's a lot of performance issues. There's a lot of issues that emerged from the type of environment I wanted to do, and a lot of like slowdowns. Like if you look at the draw calls, like you see that there's a significant cost for overdraw for occluded things, and that bounding volume occlusion thing kind of partially works, but I don't know. I want to try looking at different options. Like we can also do like GPU driven rendering and have things be culled on the GPU side and eliminate overdraw that way, so that I don't have to actually worry about setting up levels in a particular way. But I'd have to do things in a very, I don't know. Because then you want, like, one way you might go about it. There's actually a video guy did about it, but like you can do like create generated meshlets and then do sphere collision test against that. Well, I guess you'd do like projections of those spheres, and then cull based off of the depth value there, but. Yeah, like I don't know, there's a bunch of different options. I need to read more about this kind of thing. Check 3A-BB. Potentially touching and overlapping. Check 3A-B, etc. We have a plethora of solutions today. Back then, however, it was measly. Yeah, well, you guys had a lot more constraints to work on. A lot more constraints. That's why I kind of put myself in a more constrained, or put some limitations to kind of see what I produce there. But also read too, because there's a whole body of work. Like even, that graphics gems stuff. I didn't even know about that. Okay. But, yeah. There's also different options to consider nowadays, because some optimizations make sense for back in the day under those conditions, but there might be other options that are on the table nowadays that actually make more sense, especially for the type of game we're doing. Okay, we have up, down. Gas is here, but it's not being interacted with. Like I don't see it actually actuating. And that is concerning to me. So I'm going to make it slightly visible in the hopes that gas... There's an image. Okay, I think I have to make this... There we go. Let's try this out. I think you'll really like reading graphics gems, but it can distract. I'm gonna do it anyways. The cool thing about not having to worry about making a commercial game is that, well, I am making a commercial game, but like it's not my day job, so I can afford to actually go on side quests like this. Okay, we're holding this, but our actual... Yeah, it's not going up. So that's a little... So either I've implemented something wrong, and we're not... Or maybe we're referencing the wrong object. Bind button, up, down, it's down. Ah, wrong button binding. Okay, now we should be good. Lucky bum, yeah. I don't know, I also want to get games done, but I don't know. There's a big weakness I have, which is my knowledge of GPU programming. Like, I'm cool with shaders, and I like doing that stuff. But I haven't done too much compute. And, like on the CPU, I'm aware of things like cache and the benefits of cache coherency and, like, all that sort of thing, right? But when it comes to the CPU side, or the GPU side, there's things I don't really understand, you know? Like, I know there's wave fronts and threads and all that stuff, but I don't actually understand occupancy, right? And how that works and how that affects decision making, right? I know there's the same idea of like cache coherency, but it's different there, right? It's a very, very different ball game than what I'm used to. So, okay, this seems to be working though. I'm liking this so far. So let's actually make this actually organized correctly. And this is expanding space. So I mentioned like all this like GPU driven stuff, but you know, I haven't done too much directly with that kind of thing. And I think that's how I'm going to learn. Like, I have to do some computes. Because like a lot of the stuff we're talking about for that would be I don't know. There's different options, and I kind of have to think about the considerations of what the actual use case of my game is going to be, because that's going to shape what kind of design decisions we make for how we handle it. If we go this route, though, like I have, full freedom to store things however I want to and architect things the way I want to. Button inputs, or mobile inputs, that's what we're going to say. And then we're going to move things around. Actually, we're going to move you here. You're going to be an expanding UI. You're going to be 0 all around. Yeah, I think in general, I just want to get good, dude. I just want to get good. That's part of it. Like, yeah, I'm an artist, and I want to... There's ideas I have that I want to share with the world and all that stuff. That is true. On the other hand, though, there is this weird little engineer gremlin in my brain that wants to co-opt my mind. And plus I see things that other people do, and it's like, that's pretty sick, actually. I want to try it myself. And the best way you learn is by actually doing, right? So, actually, this is going to be a vertical group. You're going to be a horizontal group, and you're going to be a vertical layout group. Remove you. you're gonna be first. Your up and down are gonna be on top of you. And then you're gonna be, you boys are also gonna be expanding to your space. Okay. There's a width. I don't want to have a width though. I want you to be flexible. To just oh, you want to have, okay. Alright, that's a different consideration then. And where's gas? Compute is dead simple compared to graphics, I swear. No, compute's like, I understand it's simple. And at least in some ways, right? Like, it's just, I haven't done it. I'm so used to just working within shader land and within fixed function land and working within that, but like I said, just things you have to do, right? Ooh, did I put the wrong thing? Okay, what's going on here? Where's gas? Why are you over there? Upper left. Yeah, I mean, this is about... Why are these layout groups betraying me? They're hurting my feelings. Why do you have negative width? I don't know enough about Unity UI if I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, why do you have like negative values for your width and height? That's like very odd. I don't see the gas anywhere, dude. It's apparently positioned over here, but I don't see it. Dude, I just want to have things laid out. Oh, there you are. You're just really transparent. Yeah, how do I set the size to be... Like, I essentially just want to partition these spaces and then subdivide them. But, that doesn't appear to be how this rodeo's going down. If I try modifying it, I'm getting some weird stuff too. So I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm just a weirdo for trying to use this to try to dynamically scale these positioned areas. I just ported my Unity work to Godot. Same thing, new code. I like not having to juggle render pipelines. I heard Unity 6 is trying to bring it back to 1. Yeah, that's the whole thing. The jump to Unity 6 is going to be a weird one. There's that. Scriptical render pipeline. I don't know, there's some Godot stuff I just don't like. I tried Godot out. I tried the migration, but I don't know. There's some things I like with Godot. I like the way it handles some animation stuff and binding functions to that. I don't like their shader language though. It's not for me. Dude. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I feel like my brain is like trying to mush a little bit, trying to get this working. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I just leave it. Maybe I just eyeball this and then don't worry about having this actually look correct in different platforms or different resolutions. We just say, hey, you know, there might be some dead space, and just live with it. Just be ultra lazy about it. Yeah, because the vertical layout group is handling positioning. It's not handling scaling. Is there something else for UI? Am I missing something here? It probably is. There's UI toolkits. What tools do you have for me? Nope. Layout. Okay, here we go. We're on something. Aspect ratio, fitter. Maybe that seems. Maybe I just want a grid layout. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe that's all a gamer needs, dude. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, SPO. Hopefully you're doing well. And what's going on, Sam Dean? Hopefully you're doing well. By screen size, can't add grid layout to group. On the UI canvas should be an option to scale by screen size. Well, that's doesn't that, let me pull up here. That's for handling like certain parts of aspect, right? Or yeah, canvas scalar, and then it's referring to using width or matching width. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about this too much. We're just gonna put this down for right now. Yeah, what I want to have is like say, hey, divide the space in half. I want this thing to fill up the area of this, and then maybe I just gotta do, because what, we're just using okay, 1 second. Base. Okay, here we go. Here's the two objects. So I want gas to take up all of the left side. So maybe instead of trying to use a layout group to solve this problem, maybe instead we say, hey, you're gonna be centered here. Your orientation is gonna be based off of that. And your pivot is going to be at 0, at least on the X. And that should have you taking up the correct size for the correct placement here. With, I don't know how we're going to get you to stretch up to the, without taking up the whole canvas. Because doing this, I'd have to actually use a defined. Yeah, it's like defined. Oh, actually, maybe this is actually fine. Maybe I'm just being a. Oh no, it's defined by distance from specific anchors, like left to right. Yeah, no. I guess this is the closest we're gonna get. And then you're gonna be defined by this, and you're gonna be position 0, and Y 0, and then let's set your pivot to be at 0, 0. Cool. And then down, you're gonna be the same thing, but you're gonna be actually at bottom left. I'm gonna get rid of this vertical sizer thing. I think this is fine. I think we're actually, this is where we need to be, and this is what we need to do. All right, Y pivot has to be 1. Cool. You're going to be down there. You're going to have 0, 0 pivots. Why are we doing this? Why are you in the same place? You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Tearing me apart. So I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be anchored down here. Right? Not scaling correctly? Yeah, like, here's what I want to have happen, right? We're gonna do this. Flame shot. Okay, Mr. Flame Shot, I'm gonna need you to flame this shot. Okay, bam. So we have our canvas. Boom. We have 3 buttons. And I want to define it this way. A button here. Can I choose a different color? I would sure like a different color. But I don't see the option for another color. Maybe because my resolution is too small. So we have, I want to have these 3 regions. And I want to have it where no matter how the screen changes resolution or whatever, that it's going to fit like this very strict definition of like, hey, this one is going to occupy this half of the screen, and it's going to stop here at the middle of the screen, and then these 2 buttons are going to be taking the left side and then bisecting it. That's all I want. That's all a gamer wants. And so far we have it positioned correctly. I just don't have a way of ensuring that these are going to be scaled to always span and fit in this area. So that's my predicament. Yeah, it's come a long way. Thank you, Mykov. I took a break. I was like, before I went on vacation, I was like, this game sucks. I've made a terrible thing. I haven't even finished it. I'm a failure. But yesterday or the day before, I was like playing the game, and I was like, hey, this is actually not half bad. This is not terrible. This actually might be enjoyable to someone. We should probably finish it. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. What's going on, HBB? So yeah, I might have to do a programmatic thing, but it just seems like something, it feels like something that should be simple. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should actually have these oriented at center. Maybe that's what I should be doing, actually. And I have this use a pivot of like what? Again, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. Tearing me to pieces. Okay, so I don't know why you're all the way over there. I thought you were gonna be right there. Have the grid, 9 slice, you can prep buttons and things for responsive sizes. Oh yeah, 9 slices and stuff are super cool. I like those. Those are pretty rad. One solution of many. Well, not really. 9 slices are not as relevant in this scenario, because I don't care about the edges or anything. Like, these are going to be essentially invisible buttons. I just need to ensure that these buttons are always going to be covering the space that I need them to. But like in this game, actually, in the one we showed there, we have a 9 slice going on for the dialogue boxes and stuff. They're pretty cool. I like 9 slices. I think they're a better solution than like, I don't know, actually it's not a better solution, just different solutions. Certain games you have a nice, like, they lend themselves to more minimalistic things, so you can just do geometric stuff with it, but Other ones not so much, so I don't know. It's different. Do I have to modify the anchors too? I thought pivot's all I gotta worry about. See, guys, and this is how you learn that you're not perfect. You don't know everything. Okay. So I'm getting the result. Oh, this is being weird because we're not using... Okay. I think our parent was wrong. Which produces a lot of the weird stuff we were seeing before. I was hoping. But you're supposed to be up here. Yeah, this is not the... I think we're almost done, though. I think we're close to having it what I want. Or having what I want here. Almost, at least. Okay, cool. It's not going to expand, but at least the broad area is there, and they're going to be covered. And that was my main concern. I just wanted to make sure that all the areas of input for the player are accurately covered, and they are. So I think I'm actually good with this. We're good, and then I can actually just make these buttons invisible. I'll make a build for mobile, and I'm going to test it out later off stream. But now I want to work on actual other technical tasks. Normal color, you're going to be invisible, my friend. Goodbye. But even invisible, you should still work. So let's see if this works the way I want it to. It's not specifically a sprite of 9 slices. You make a grid that mimics this process. It's an easy way to discuss specific grid layouts that mimics sprite process. It's still showing. I need to make the other states. But hey, it's at least looking kind of correct. And I imagine if I'm holding gas and this at the same time, it'll be better. Okay, perfect. I'm good with that. Let's make sure that all these states are invisible. Press color, none. Or maybe we do want to have, I don't know. No, it's going to include them though. Maybe we can make it faintly visible. And I think when we start the game, we're gonna make them visible so you know what regions exist, but then they're gonna fade out immediately, so they're out of your way. Is there a way I can access this? Let me actually check that out, because then I can actually set the sprites to look how they're supposed to initially, but then programmatically fade them out to their actual visual. I'm just inspecting to see. Or you know what, maybe I can actually just decompile it. Maybe that's just what we do. We're not gonna go to documentation. No, heck no. We would never do that. No, we're just gonna go straight to see what exists. Functions, but oh, that's not much things here to see. Most of it is like invoking into C++ stuff, I think. So maybe selectable has something more for me. Maybe some nice visuals. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing what I'm trying to find here. Oh, maybe. Oh, these are private stuff, though. Okay, so they have the sprite states, the colors, and everything. But they're private, and we can't access them. Which is sad and tragic. I wonder if I can use reflection to access this. But that's probably not a good idea. Maybe we don't want to use reflection to do that. Reflection is not the ideal. Target graphic, yeah. Oh, actually, target graphic is exposed. But that's just for the, yeah, the sprite and stuff. Is there any affordances there that I can utilize to do what I have in mind? So they have a canvas render. Oh, and they have color. Interesting. There's something we can do with that. Default material. Short cancellation token. Game object. Okay. And then this is all the standard stuff. Okay. Let's see what this does. So ideally, we should be seeing like a red wall. Yeah, I am using the CRT monitor SH2. A real bona fide CRT monitor complete with green mode. The ever important green mode. How can you know what part of your screen is green or not green without green mode? Necessary. Look, it's fantastic too, because like if you have any issues in your code, when you have code like syntax errors, right, they're gonna show up as red. Right? They're gonna show up as red. But here's a cool hack. When you turn on green mode, all of a sudden, no red. Red goes away. Red is bad. Red is evil. Green mode is good. No red, no bad. Okay, what we got going on here? So I'm not seeing the red block that I was promised based off the code. So clearly, our function is not doing what I desired of it. It has failed me. You failed, Papa. Made me measurably sad. But hey, there's other stuff here like transition. That's public, right? So if you're public, what do you got for me? Child count. Can I index directly into you? I don't know. I actually don't know. Transition. Okay. It's just showing how you're going to do the transition. It's literally what it is. So it's not going to give me anything prudent. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just look for public usages of public. Navigation. Nope, don't need that. Transition, already looked at. Color block. Ooh, now that's promising. That's more along the lines of what I'm trying to do here. Color. Oh, it has colors actually. Oh, and it has the explicit colors for press, color, normal. Yes! Yes! Okay, we're getting somewhere. Oh, but it's mad at me. It doesn't like that I'm accessing this. But it's public. Why are you mad at me? Your class tells me I can access this. Have access temporary value. Oh, it's returning unmanaged things. It's a struct, which means it's returning a copy of the value. It's not letting me modify the source. Oh, brother. So again, how art thou? Ooh, what are you? Set property utility set struct ref. I don't have a reference though to M colors, so I can't do that. You make me sad. You break my heart. You're breaking my heart. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me, Unity? I don't want to have to do reflection. I don't want to do weird stuff. But you're making it so hard for me to not do weird stuff. I just want to programmatically set your color components. Are we going to have to write our own button class? We did this already for world space buttons. Are we just going to do that? Is this what we're going to have to do? I don't want to do that. Do state transition. Do a backflip. Clap your hands. Okay. Find. Nope, that's for finding stuff. Oh, you're tearing me apart, Unity. I just want to change the color value, man. Why you gotta do this to me, man? Move. Start color tween. Oh, that's for the color tween stuff. And this is all private logic. This is implementation details. Again, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. Okay. Okay. You know how Unity has an unsafe keyword? I wish we had that. Yes, we are back, Melon, vertically. Legendary homepage pull. What's going on, Melon? Glad to see you again, dude. But you know how you have like the unsafe keywords so you can, you know, mess around with memory? I wish there's a way to do that as well, but like it just bypasses type or scope security. Accessors. Like you just say, I don't know, some magic word, unsafe T for type or something, and then all of a sudden I can access these private variables. But no, we don't live in that world, so I can't do that. And we're at this stage where I cannot set the normal color. This is where we're at. Okay, it has a setter though. Wait. Colors has a setter on it. Wait a second. So we can assign it. So what we can do is we can get a copy of the variable. Oh. This is kind of annoying. But it's what you have to do with the value type. So you have color block. Then you can modify the copy. If I'm not mistaken, you can modify the copy. Let's say normal color. And then we can directly assign it here. And that does, okay, that compiles. That would compile. But is it gonna actually work? Because then if it does work, mama, I'm a genius. I'm a big boy. Oh, 1 second. And it does work. Oh, genius. Big brained. That warrants a yeehaw. That warrants a yeehaw. Alright, beautiful. So we have the thing. We have the thing. I mean, it's kind of roundabout, but we got the thing. I want to make this a bit easier. Maybe I'll make a Unity extension for this stuff. Yeah, we're gonna make a utility for ourselves. Why not? Why not? Make life easier. Oh my goodness, I can't type. Fight. Repo. Or is it just fight? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna move this into utilities. Yeah, I like the utilities. And from utilities, when we get utilities, .cs. Okay, we create that. We go to button utilities. Yo, I'm back and I got laid off. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mina Jack. But hey, dude. On the flip side, you're free. Dobby is free. And that means different prospects. So I'm sorry to hear about that, man. But hey, I'm glad to have you here, dude. Glad to have you here, dude. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Coming back from vacay, I was having a little moment of like, oh my goodness. It's fun to play video games. I haven't played video games in a long time. And I got sick. And I was in bed all day just playing games. If you don't know me, I'm kind of a workaholic. I don't like, I like using every single hour of the day for, I just like working on stuff. I want to get closer to my goal. But sitting there in bed, playing my Steam Deck, something kind of happened, dude. Like I was having such a great time playing games. I felt like a kid again. It's weird. And then I had this thing, I was like, dude, I kind of just don't want to do anything, man. I don't want to go to work. I'm not, like, I almost wanted to pull an Office Space. Just don't go to work. Don't stream. Don't work. Don't make games. We're not going to do that. No, we're just going to bum it out and just play a video game. I'm not even just going to stream it, man. We're just going to... It was crazy, dude. Like, I was legitimately super concerned I was not gonna get my motivation to go back to the office and do work. Oh, dude. Honestly, partially streaming this today, it was like, alright, dude, I've gotten two. Like, if I don't do programming work now, if I don't start working on this game, I'm legitimately scared I'm not gonna be able to build up my productivity again. Like, it's just gonna be that vacation and being sick is gonna be the most catastrophic thing to ever happen to my household. Oh, I need Unity Engine. What is it? Using Unity Engine color. I don't know what actually has. Is this using Unity Engine? Okay, cool. No, it's all good. I have like 4 months of runway and I can get my shit. I have wanted, but you're right. Dobby is free. Yep. So Dad wants me back home, and he wants me to be disciplined because that was the last time. That was the last time he saw me happy working on myself and doing and problem solving. I might go back to CS or play some XP. What's play some XP? And we say CS, like go back into the CS industry, or I want to understand a little bit better. But yeah, dude, I'm like, it's a very slippery slope. I think it's important to be, doing stuff. I don't know what type this is. Color block. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're assigning color. We're gonna make this an extension. Actually. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Because there's set normal color, and there's pressed color. By the way, guys, I'm gonna make the code for this game public. I'm gonna include it with the game probably. That's gonna include all these C# utility stuff or Unity utility stuff. Might be helpful, might be not. I don't know. I think it might even make an extension that just calls everything. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Not Counter-Strike and Expedition 23, the French game. Oh, okay. Also, I re-downloaded Unity and Unreal. Not sure if I want to make a game. Thinking of a murder mystery. Dude, honestly, dude, I actually would love, mystery games. It's so underrated, dude. It's so underrated. So part of my little time off, what got me really into this kind of like, oh my goodness, this can become a serious problem for me. I was playing a puzzle mystery game called Puzzle Agent, and 1 and 2. Love those games. Puzzles are not the greatest, if I'm gonna be honest. Like for me, The Witness is the top of the crop, the cream of the crop. But it's still fun. It gave me the satisfaction of solving puzzles that programming kind of does. But it hooks you in with this mystery on top of that, and it's like, oh my goodness, I'm about this. It's underrated, man. Underrated. I need to play some more mystery games. Actually, I think I'm gonna play those games on the channel. I think we're gonna start doing some Let's Plays, dude. I don't know. We might become a Let's Play channel in tandem to programming. I don't know. We'll see. Selected color. That's another thing. There's a color multiplier. Selected color. We'll just start with this. Okay. Okay, and then selected color. Everything just kind of works. Okay, cool. And then this extension is simply just going to do set normal color to color. Pressed color. Is there any other utility that needs to be done? Let's see here. Is there hover? No, there's highlighted color. Okay. Okay. Why don't you make the utils for buttons and extension functions so you can just say button color? Oh, like for getting access to like this. I don't know. I don't need it. My focus is just getting the thing or modifying the color. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be interacting with the color blocks directly very much. So I'm fine with the extensions that just set the contextual color states. Set all state. All state color. That it does not sound right. Set color for all states. Verbose, but it's a bit more specific. And then we can do what we're doing over here. Because eventually we're going to do like a lerping thing. Do you have like a capture card? No, I don't have a capture card. There's a extension for OBS that creates like a second vertical panel and lets you stream to 2 targets. And then in YouTube, I just create 2 different streams, sources, one vertical, one horizontal. You know, I know YouTube has their own auto thing for setting up dual streams, but I don't like the way it's formatted. I think for both aspect ratios, there's actually a different layout that's necessitated, so we've done this. But yeah, it's not too bad. Right, we have to do mobile setup. There's a desktop setup and then there's a mobile setup. And I want to have all these colors set to what they need to be. And we're gonna just make it, I don't know, translucent for now. We'll do the automation later of like it being opaque initially and then lerping down to transparent so that they can know where the button regions are, but don't have to worry about it occluding their view. Or maybe it's better to start off with that now, but I'm not sure. But I really want to make a whodunit, but you decide whodunit. If you really hate Kai Rector, you blame it on them. Okay, so you just get a view for like the different characters, and you're like, I don't like you. We're gonna time travel and force you to commit the crime, and you're gonna be the person who's guilty of it. Oh man. Okay, I think we're good here though. I think that should all be good. I don't know we're doing oh, that was the diff. Yeah, I don't know why this is not working. I don't know why the buttons aren't working for this guy. It was working before, but now it's not. It breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart. every time. Okay, so one click, get a key. Okay, so we're good there. Maybe I'll just implement the fading thing now. We have a thing for that. Fade utilities, fade 1 to 0, and then I forgot what you're supposed to be. What's I think it's, oh, you have to provide this mono behavior. Actually, it's an extension function, isn't it? So I could just call it fade 0 to 1 from here. Okay, maybe I'm just wrong. Fade utilities. Fade 1 to 0. Okay. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna do this over like what, 1 second, I think? Duration in seconds. 1F. And then what are you gonna do? There's final action, there's loop action. So we can do a simple lambda that sets the opacity of these. In fact, they're going to be the same color, so you're going to be 111, and then it's going to be the p-value, which is going to be from there, and then we're going to be good to go, and then we're going to delete this. We're going to provide C, and then cool, so this should produce that fade in effect we're looking for. However, this is a unitask, so we have to schedule this at some point. Or I can just do forget, and it's just gonna fire off and run independently, which is kind of what I want anyways, so that just works. Fade 0 to 1. Well, no, I'm starting with the opacity at 1, and I want it to fade to 0 to transparency. So I want it to fade from a value of 1 opacity to 0 opacity. Not time travel, but you can arrange the given evidence and stuff. It goes into auto battler that will decide if you were able to blame them, so each evidence event will correspond to blame. Oh, okay, so it's like, it seems almost like it's setting up the stages for them to be the person who did the thing. The text mesh pro is apparent. Let's try restarting it. Or let's die first. Oh, you almost don't even notice it. Because there's a transition already happening when you enter in. But it's working. Okay, cool. So maybe we'll do like 2 seconds. Or 3 seconds. Alright, we're going to commit our changes for today. I'm actually pretty happy with the progress that we come back. So then you know like what does what. There is the issue of like this button, which is indicating like your special ability. I hate that that's also visible and is fighting for attention on the screen, but it's okay. It's not that big. Yeah, this is much better. Oh yeah. I'm happy with that. Yeah, much happier with this. Cool. Option to delay to start, right? Yeah, you can delay it initially, but I don't want it to be delayed. I want it to you start with the buttons presented to you and then it fades out. I guess if you want to have delay, we can delay it where it's like it stays opaque for a minute and then goes out. Actually, you know what? I think your idea is actually on the right path. I think that's actually better. It would be, instead of like making the delay slower, it might be better to actually just delay it initially, have it hang on being opaque, and then let it transition out. Which means I would have to actually have I can't just do forget. And I know for unitask you usually have to yield await. Do I want to have... I'm going to have to schedule it differently to do awake or delay the way I want to. So is there no way for me to just do this extension? It's kind of lame. I thought I did. Yeah, there's like this mono behavior component. And yet, they don't let me do that. They're tearing me apart, man. Task, schedule. Well, this is returning the unitask. I could turn it into an observable. And that'd be kind of, but if I make it an observable, then I can actually just do delay. I can't do forget though, but I think subscribe might just work fine, if I'm not mistaken. And then you can just add it to this. But I don't think it's going to delay it at the right order of operations. Also, is it delaying by... Yeah, it's a time span. From seconds. Let's do 3 seconds. One second. Let me make this fast so I can distinguish between the delay and... But I don't think it's correct. I think this is not doing it at the correct place. Yeah, nope. Okay, that's a big fly, dude. I'm gonna have to deal with that. Down the wrong path. Nah, it's okay, dude. No, I think the idea you have is actually right. I think that's the way which it should be. Now, the way I'm going about it, though, the idea is not the issue. It's execution that's a problem right now. I don't know how we're going to do it, though. I don't know. Yeah, because I think it's delaying, it's waiting after this has been executed. Can I do observable? Like, I can save this as an observable, and then I can schedule a delay and then do that. So I can do 2 observable, stop it there. Then we could do observable dot delay, observable dot delay. And then we can subscribe. Whoa. That's also, like, are we gonna do nested, or not, oh, it's A, right? It's gonna be O. That's terrible. Also, this is not right either. Delay. I think the static delay is not gonna work. Or do I have to actually use UniRX for this to work? Because I remember that's also an issue that happens on occasion where, like, if you're not using the UniRX extension, it doesn't recognize what you're doing. But no, this doesn't seem to be the case. Defer. Observable factory. Oh my goodness, dude. Delay subscription. Okay. That seems like what I want to do. How do I do that? What's the parameters? There's a few overloads, but it takes a time span. And an observable. That's like exactly what I want to do. Oh, I think we done it. I think we done did it. It's been done. Oh, we can just directly call it an extension. So we can delay a subscription of O, subscribe it, and then beautiful, dude. Okay, I'm happy with how UniRX deals with it. I'm not sure if that did exactly what I wanted. It's supposed to be 3 seconds. Let's try 5 seconds. No, it's not delaying the... You're tearing me apart. Why would you do this? Is subscribe making this happen? Do I have to just, like, leave it as is? And just let it... Is that how this is gonna go down? This is what you're gonna do to me? See you next stream. See you, man. You have a good one, Devkin. Oh, did it work? Wait for a second, then fire funk. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, you're tearing me apart. It's tearing me to pieces. Okay. We're just gonna save this for another time. I got church today in the morning. I gotta go to bed. Brother. But hey, we got like quite a bit done today. I'm happy with what we have so far. I'm actually quite pleased as punch, if you will. So we're gonna save new extensions. So we're gonna push to our dev kit, go up a few layers. Change player input. Change mobile player input. Berg. Because of you, let's see ya. Let's see ya tomorrow. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna stream on Sunday, but I'll catch you guys probably on Monday or something. Hello, Hutchin, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, and I'm getting ready to actually pop off stream. I'm not gonna go yet. I'm gonna stay here a few minutes though. And while we wait, I'll put on some music. And hey, we have the Git update. We haven't done that in a while. Getting a Git update notification. That always makes me very happy. Yeah, hopefully you're doing very good though. It's like on this fine afternoon or morning. Actually, not afternoon. It's morning. Hopefully you're doing well, guys. And I'll be waiting for your implementation. It feels like a homework almost, right? Jack. And he I didn't read that, Kier. I told Claude to make your project. It said I need to sign up for an account. Hope this helps, bro. Thank you, man. That's funny, dude. Lemongrass, the progress for today. The progress for today is that we got buttons working and our revised lasers. So now instead of using a relative joystick input for mobile, it's going to use these buttons, these invisible on-screen buttons. Nothing crazy, but hey, I'm coming back out of a little break, right? Why not tackle some low-hanging fruits? But hey, I think it's actually going to be a funner game on mobile now. So I'm going to make a build for this, give it a try, and then I'm going to start working on building out content. And also polishing like game over stuff and whatnot. And figuring out the visual language for the UI. But that's not, I don't know, that's not that bad. And we'll get back to work on the game engine project one day soon. Oh my goodness. This fly's making me mad, dude. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Boop, boop, boop. High scores. I'll be honest and apologize beforehand. I know if I'm making a game because I suck at art, I'll be downloading a lot of art placeholder. I cannot really do much. I'm not gonna fault you for that, man. Gotta have some placeholder, man. I mean, have you seen like Braid, its first prototype? That's very much peak programmer art. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Yeah, I started a Vulkan project that anyone can just pull, run a script, and it works. But God, it's pain of progress. Yeah. But I don't know. People like the talks I've seen, they're like, yeah, dude, Vulkan seems like it's a lot, but actually those first couple thousand lines are really just things that you're gonna be doing anyways. Eventually in OpenGL, and you're gonna be forcing and trying to coerce OpenGL to do these things. But you're using Vulkan, so you already did it right the first time. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure what to believe. I like the simplicity of the simplicity, but like I don't know, simple to start with a OpenGL, but it's also kind of I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll do the bite the bullet and do the Vulkan rewrite eventually. The stupid fly. Anyways. Alright guys, getting ready for bed now. Yeah, what's going on, Nina? How's it going? It's going good. We got a lot of progress in the game. It's coming together pretty alright. We got the on-screen buttons working now, the invisible buttons, instead of using the relative joystick. I feel pretty happy with it. Can't really play it as well with the mouse, but hey, it's there. So the laser lengths are so small though, they look goofy, so I might have to change them. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I might change the screen space shader for that. Anyways. Yeah, the game's coming along though. The game's coming along. We're actually getting closer to done, dude. Looks really sick so far for a hand-coded 2D game. What? Yeah, man. Hand-coded, hand-pixeled. All the music's me. It's a very me game. And we're almost done, dude. I might make some new music though. I might change the music for this area. I'm not sure if I'm happy with it. And I already talked about the changes we're gonna make to this garage section, so yeah. The tech debt rises, yep. That's okay. We've been saying that for 6 months now. This 3-week game took 6 months. Anyways, guys. Thanks for watching. It's good to be back. And as always, guys, God bless. And until next time, stay cozy. Ta-ta.